G'day folks, and welcome to this report of this second patrol in my campaign from Chapter 1 from Skies Above Britain. This is another good patrol, very happy with the outcome, but not quite as successful as the first one. Let me run through what happened. I got lucky very early on and found my patrol along the coast, which places me very close to this raid as it's coming in. Unfortunately, they again raided very early. So they've hit their target, dropped their bombs, and begin to turn as I intercept them. What that means is I don't get victory points for disrupting the raid as it's inbound. I'm disrupting them on their way back, but by this stage they've dropped their bombs. I don't get the VP for that. What you can see here, though, is I've had a pretty good outcome eventually. Destroyed 3 bombers in the formation and found another straggler, which I destroyed as well. When you find these stragglers, I had a full squadron at the time and I dispatched a section to deal with it. It was a D-17, so destroyed that fairly easily. And you can see red section here returning to base, all with low ammo. Good news here is that Wise Guy, my leader here, managed to score a hit, the killing blow on that straggler, so he chalks up a kill. That left me with 3 sections, and I got pretty lucky with the sun right where I was located and successfully intercepted the bomber formation. No problems there. Oh, the biggest news was that there was no stragglers as part of... no escorts with the bomb formation. What you basically do here is when you encounter the formation, you make a die on this escort station. And in the first patrol, I rolled a 12 for no escort, which is perfect. In this second patrol, I rolled a 12 again. So no escort stations placed on the map. You still draw escort reactions. There could still be ambushes. But this is brilliant because it gives me a lot of freedom, flexibility. It makes it easier to intercept the bombers. Having a pretty good run thus far. 2 12s in a row for escorts. Unfortunately, I rolled for D-17s and 5 tiles in a pretty tight formation. As I said, they dropped their bombs before I could disrupt them. This is the final result. So I don't get victory points for disrupting, but I do get VPs for destroying the bombers. I focus on the 1 tile and managed to get all 3. The bad news, and now we get to the tricky end where I have to send some pilots up who have flown before. So I sent up Amundsen, Bernard and Clive, and I sent up Davis, who was a green pilot. The bad news here, let me just double check I've got the right pilot here. Oops, that's the wrong pilot. It should be him. The bad news here is that heading into the final bomber, there's 1 bomber left on this tile. It was damaged, but all my aircraft were running out of ammunition. You can see all the low ammo markers that they returned early because they were dispatched. All these guys with no ammo returning to base. And I sent Davis, this is him up here. I sent him up fatigued. So he flew in the last patrol, he's flying again, he's fatigued, with green section, just to try and give him an experience. I put him in sort of position 3 in this section, thinking, he'd play it quiet. Unfortunately, what happened was the last bomber, this D-17 here, sort of isolated, fallen. Davis, fatigued, suffered a collision result, and he rolled a 2. And because he's fatigued, he adds 1 to that die roll, which means that he collided with that bomber and was killed in action. And this is quite interesting because Davis was one of the better pilots. Despite being green, that was his 2nd bomber kill. So green pilot, he got a bomber kill in the first patrol, a bomber kill in the second patrol, and then killed in action via this collision, which is disappointing. The other result I had was, I think, a fuselage hit on Oswald, who was out here in yellow section, and he unfortunately caught, what was it, fuselage, here he is, it caught fire and he was sent to hospital. So he's now in hospital waiting for recovery, and we'll see what happens at the start of the next patrol. Aside from that though, in terms of the patrol, we shot down a straggler plus 2 here, and then the third bomber was destroyed as part of that collision. We shot down 2 escorts as well, which gave us a total of 4 bombers, 2 escorts. I think that's a total of 5 victory points. You can see here 1 wounded pilot, 1 killed in action, 4 bombers, a net total of 4 escorts for 1 victory point, and no Keta isolated. So currently sitting on 6 plus 5 is 11 victory points out of these 2 patrols thus far. What I'm really striving for is to intercept these bombers before they can succeed in their raid. I can't imagine I'll roll another 12 for escort on my next patrol. That's really serving me very well. Low ammo is a real problem. Veteran pilots can ignore low ammo results, but I only had the 1 veteran pilot. Oh no, I had 2 veteran pilots participating in that patrol. One of them had to return to base. I'm not sure what happened to Blue Leader. He may have left a bit early. But in any case, a decent patrol. 1 Spitfire lost at the cost of 4 bombers and 2 109s. Satisfied with that result. So that's the end of the second patrol in this chapter 1 skirmishing over the channel. More to come, folks. And yeah, stay tuned.